your journey into the heart and soul of Greece. And now, member-supported Hellenic Public Radio Cosmos FM 91.5, a bilingual Greek-American radio program coming to you every day through WNYE 91.5 FM from the Demetris and Georgia Kaloidis Broadcasting Studios to the greater New York area and worldwide through cosmosfm.org. Our programs air Monday through Friday from 7 to 8 p.m., Saturdays from noon to 3:30 p.m., and Sunday mornings from 9 to 1:30 p.m.
Ψεύτικη απάτη, τότε εκεί εγώ μονάχα δεν να ζω, αφού μόνο εκεί την έχω την αγάπη, μόνο εκεί το χέρι σου κράτω. Όχι μη μου κλαις, μη μελαγχολείς, σε καρτερώ στο όνειρο να'ρθείς, και σε καρτερώ στο όνειρο να'ρθείς. Και το πρωί ξυπνήσω με μια εικόνα καρφωμένη στο μυαλό, πως περιμένω το βράδυ να γυρίσω, στο όνειρο μαζί σου να βρεθώ. Όχι μη μου κλαις, μη μελαγχολείς, σε καρτερώ στο όνειρο να'ρθείς, και σε καρτερώ στο όνειρο να'ρθείς.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Hellenic Public Radio, Cosmos FM 91.5 on WNYE in New York. I'm your host, Anna Eliopoulos, and tonight, kicking off the show, I'm very excited to have singer-songwriter Demetris Mesimeris here with us. Demetri, welcome to the show.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I'm excited because in this last show that I had 2 weeks ago, we, kind of presented the fact that Fengaros, the major music festival in Cyprus every summer, is doing an online festival as a way to not only present some of the musicians that would have been on the stages in the summer, this past summer, where they didn't, weren't able to have their concert because of everything that's going on.
Exactly.
But they decided to still move forward and present the best talent that the island has at this time. So I want to ask you, before we get into so much your music, how did you get involved with the people at Louvana and with Fengaros Festival?
Basically, they wanted to react for that because they have to cancel the last summer's festival. So Andreas and Lefteris and Maria were searching for something to do, because this is something magical for them. It's actually their life to making these concerts of Fengaros. I am part of this because I've done last year my first album there with Andreas in his studio, and I have this proposal for them to take part in this beautiful festival. Also, I took part back to 2014 again, where it was the first Fengaros that took place to the Katodris village. And that makes me very happy.
I mean, it's so great that during this time, because for a lot of musicians, I'm imagining yourself as well, the coronavirus and the fact that there were all these shutdowns and tours had to be canceled and performances also were postponed, that this is an opportunity that, I don't know, in a way, it's a double-edged sword. Like, it could be good in the sense that you're presenting your music to an audience that's worldwide, people that might not necessarily have been able to go to Fengaros. But
actually, things are very difficult from this situation now.
Tough.
Basically, we have the chance to show videos on social medias and through these platforms and from the shows, but it's basically the economic thing, the bad thing of this situation, and Fengaros wants to react on that and make something, and also to show the path to others to do something, not just sitting and wait. Basically, we want to say from this show, that from this online streaming, basically to support the arts, donate. You can buy some merch of the artists and help them in these difficult times.
And for you personally as an artist, during this time of lockdown, I'm assuming you probably had plans to perform live that got canceled.
Yeah, we have several performances that got canceled or postponed. On some, we did them online, but it's not the same when you do something online. That having the audience in front of you is a different feeling. And actually, yes, things were difficult, but I think we're close to go away from this thing. I don't know, maybe. I hope so, basically.
I think we're at the finish line. I would say that's a fair assessment. What you as a musician, as a creator, how did you just spend your time during the lockdown? Did you find inspiration out of it? Did you create more music, or are you kind of playing a waiting game at this point for it all to be done?
Yeah, we had 2 lockdowns in Cyprus. The first one was back on March. I've done some videos on YouTube and Facebook. It was a sequence of 14 videos as Garatin, basically. It is a playlist, and every day at 9:00 Cyprus time, I was posting one song, one cover, or some of my songs. And basically, I just wanted to stay close to my audience, to my friends. And and for me, because it's not just work, it's our expression. So
you want to share your talent and your passion.
Yeah, but it's a thing for us as well. It's not just to show these to other people. It's a way of expression.
Well, I want to give the audience a chance to hear your expression, and I want to go to one of your songs from your latest album that you mentioned came out in June. The album is called Έχω του κόσμου ποίηματα.
Yeah, the title of the album is Έχω του κόσμου ποίηματα, of the world's poem, and there are 10 songs. The music of the 9 songs is mine. One song is from Panagiotis Tsapis, the music and the lyrics, and the other lyricist is Andreas Paraschos and Vasilis Harisis.
Great. Let's go to a song.
Η τσιγκάνα ιστορία, ρίχνοντας μου τα χαρτιά, είδε μία προφητεία που τη γράψανε παιδιά.
Της αγάπης τα πουλιά πέταξαν με τη ζωή, ήλιους είχαν στα φτερά, φώτιζαν όλη τη γη.
Στο φεγγάρι μας ρωτάνε των ονείρων τις σιωπές, κι οι σιωπές τους απαντάνε, έρχονται άλλες εποχές.
Στου ουρανού τις μουσικές με τρελούς πλανήτες γράφουν στις αστροφεγγές του κόσμου οι πολίτες.
Στριπίτες σ' όλες τους τις αρμονίες και συνάμα χορευτές σε αντάτσιο μελωδίες.
Δώστε αγάπη στο παιδί, στου κόσμου το λουλούδι, κι αυτό αγάπη θα μας πει το μέλλον σε τραγούδι.
Αχ, τσιγκάνα ιστορία, δείξε σ' όλους τα χαρτιά για να δουν την προφητεία τα μεγάλα τα παιδιά.
Αχ, τσιγκάνα ιστορία, δείξε σ' όλους τα χαρτιά για να δουν την προφητεία τα μεγάλα τα παιδιά. Αχ, τσιγκάνα ιστορία, δείξε σ' όλους τα χαρτιά για να δουν την προφητεία τα μεγάλα τα παιδιά. Αχ, τσιγκάνα ιστορία, δείξε σ' όλους τα χαρτιά για να δουν την προφητεία τα μεγάλα τα παιδιά.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to Hellenic Public Radio, Cosmos FM 91.5 on WNYE in New York. I'm your host, Anna Eliopoulos, and we have with us here Demetris Mesimeris, who will be performing on the online Fengaros Reacts Festival coming up in just 2 days' time on Thursday. That will be playing live at 2:15 Eastern here in the United States, 9:15 local, on the YouTube and Facebook pages of both Louvana Records and Fengaros Festival. But if by some chance you miss the live stream, you can always go to those pages again to see them at any time that you want. Not only Demetris and the other guests that we've had in the past, but any of the artists in the lineup. Demetris, I just want to ask, you're a singer-songwriter, you create. And one of the things that I find interesting is that you are creating music that is very much tied with the Greek folk tradition. Kind of, why did you decide that you wanted to stick with this kind of music and express yourself in Greek? Because as we've seen, there is this trend of Greek and Cypriot artists to start doing music in English.
Yeah, basically, my father and my mother are musicians too. My father is a folk singer here in Cyprus, and probably this is something that it's inspired me. And I was listening from very young age, from child, these traditional songs or rebetiko or folk laiko music, and it was in my brain, on my soul. So it was not so difficult to do that as well,
I always find it interesting with people that are singer-songwriters, whenever they get inspiration, what comes first, the music or the words?
For me, is the words. For me, are the words, because words are very important for what they say, to make the other people understand and then feel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The music is coming after. The music is something that will help the lyrics to provide them to the brain of the people, to the ears easier.
So do you also consider yourself a poet?
Actually, I'm not writing lyrics so easy, but I like to read lyrics and take lyrics from other poets and then write music on them. In this album that I've done, I have 3 songs with my lyrics, but the others are from the other people.
Mm. And let's talk about that album, because as you mentioned, it came out over the summer and you've got some great backing behind it. I mean, you've got some incredible musicians and people that are very well solidified, especially like somebody like Fotis Yota in the endechno and the alternative, or not necessarily alternative, but in this Greek music scene that is very focused on lyricism, rooted in traditional melodies as well. I mean, talk about the experience of putting together this album that came out.
Actually, this album is a combination of sounds like rembetiko, endechno, as you said, and kind of traditional and folk music that is coming because of the instruments that we have used, like lauto, lapta, and other traditional instruments. And yes, for this show, that's the orchestration. I'm very excited for that. And also, I'm very excited from Pantelis Thalassinos that we have the duet song, that the last song that we heard before, Prophetia, written by Vasilis Harisis and the lyrics. It was honor for me to sing with Pantelis Thalassinos this song. And yes, all the people who played in these, the musicians, are in a very high standard, and they gave their own part of their own soul in this album.
Oh, 100%. And for me, it's always fascinating when talking to a musician that is able to finally, basically put together an entire piece of artwork together, like an album. There are some musicians that it comes to them naturally and it's a quick process and they get it done very fast. And there are other people that it takes years. Where do you fall in that spectrum?
Actually, the songs were written back to when I was studying in England, and it was after 2 years we recorded. So you understand that is something that takes time to find out what you're going to use for each song, what's it suits to the orchestration for each song. So yeah, there is a process. There is a long process to do an album that makes you feel like is the best result.
And so now that it's been out for, basically half a year or so, how has the reaction been? And are you completely satisfied with what you did, or are you ready to move on to something new?
I am satisfied, but because we didn't do any performance to perform the full album because of the situation, I feel like it's not done yet. You know what I mean?
I
we didn't
understand.
have the chance to perform it live as a full album for the audience. And yes, I feel that we didn't finish with that.
No, I completely understand. And there are certainly certain touches where, like you mentioned, there are moments where you're satisfied that you're able to connect with audiences online,
yes,
through these platforms like the Fengaros Reacts Festival, but also, let's be honest, every musician misses playing in front of a live audience.
Exactly. This is the point. Exactly. But the Fengaros Reacts giving me this chance to perform at least the half of the album to that beautiful online festival.
And to remind our audience that it's coming up, your performance is coming up in 2 days' time. Once again, it'll be on the Louvana Records and Fengaros Festival's YouTube channel and Facebook pages, streaming live at 2:15 here in the East Coast of the United States, 9:15 local in Cyprus and Greece. And if you miss it, you can always go back to those pages and see not only Demetris' performance, but other acts as well. And this is going on until the end of the month. So there's an opportunity to see a bunch of amazing musicians and to support people. Exactly. An opportunity that unfortunately we didn't get to have over the summer with the regular Fengaros Music Festival in Cyprus. Demetri, I want to close out with a song that kind of connects in a weird way with Fengaros because of the name. But if more people want to find out about you and find out about your music and your album, where can they go?
You can find me everywhere on Facebook page, on Instagram, on my YouTube channel. You can learn news for me. You can see videos that I'm doing this period and all the stuff. Anyone who wants to learn more about me will find all the details there.
All right. So all you got to do is look for Demetris Mesimeris. Demetri, thank you so much for being on the program this evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Είσαι θεριό, είσαι θέα, είσαι του πόθου πόθος κι εγώ μες στα σεντόνια σου ατέριαστος και νόθος. Εσύ το είπες έρωτα με φως απ' τη σελήνη, μα είναι ζήλια άρρωστη που την καρδιά μου σβήνει. Χαλάλι όσα μου χρωστάς, της νύχτας μου γοργόνα, ήπιες στα νιάτα μου νερό, δεν έμεινε σταγόνα. Χαλάλι λαβόματιες, μα κάνε μου τη χάρη, φύγε να πέσει η φυλακή, χαλάλι το φεγγάρι. μια φυλακή μου χάρισες και με έκτισες κι μέσα να βλέπω το φεγγάρι σου, αχάριστη μπαμπέσα. Στις σίδεριες της πια μετρώ τις λύπες με το πύχη και στα ντουβάρια το όνομα χαράζομαι τον ήχη. Χαλάλι όσα μου χρωστάς, της νύχτας μου γοργόνα, ήπιες στα νιάτα μου νερό, δεν έμεινε σταγόνα. Χαλάλι κι λαβώματιες, μα κάνε μου τη χάρη, φύγε να πέσει η φυλακή, χαλάλι το φεγγάρι. Χαλάλι το φεγγάρι.